All right, faculty mentors, welcome. Your student's second semester is a really critical time for them professionally. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how you can use the Edge Toolkit's annexures to help them turn all that potential into a real, tangible plan.
So think about it. You spend all of semester one building that crucial rapport. You've got the trust, you've got the connection, but now the big question is, how do we pivot? How do we take that great relationship and use it to build a professional? Let's break down the strategy.
Here's a quick look at our game plan. We'll start with the tools you'll be using, then we'll walk through a really clear process. First, diagnosing what your student actually needs, then assessing their skills, and finally, putting it all together in a powerful development plan. And we'll wrap up by looking at your role in making sure that plan actually turns into progress.
Okay, let's get into the toolkit itself. Semester 2 is really where we shift gears. We're moving from building that foundational relationship to building a future. It's all about getting focused, using specific tools that are going to get real, measurable results for your students.
You know, the guiding principle for this whole process, our kind of mantra, is reflect, refine, rise. And this is so much more than just a catchy phrase. It's the cycle of growth we want to get our students into, and it's the thread that connects every single tool we're about to talk about.
So this whole mentoring journey really breaks down into 3 clear steps, as you can see. We start by diagnosing, really figuring out where the student is right now. Then we assess their practical, real-world skills. And finally, we plan by building them a personalized roadmap. Let's start with that first step, diagnosis.
You know, the best mentorship isn't built on guesswork, right? It's built on data. This whole diagnostic phase is about getting an objective, holistic understanding of your mentee before you start giving advice. It's about understanding the whole person.
So the very first piece of the puzzle we need is to understand a student's most valuable resource, their time. I mean, where's their energy actually going day to day? To figure that out, we use a really simple but incredibly powerful tool called the time ladder.
And the beauty of the time ladder is just how simple it is. You'll have your mentee map out what a typical week looks like for them. And listen, this isn't about judgment. It's a conversation starter. You can look at it together and ask, is your time actually aligned with your goals? Where are those hidden pockets of opportunity for development?
Okay, once we've got a handle on their time, we need to dig a little deeper into their personality and how they communicate. For this, we use the Individual Behavioral Pattern, or IBP, questionnaire. Now, this is not about putting a student in a box, but it is about understanding their default settings and their go-to tendencies.
The results from that questionnaire get plotted right onto this scoring sheet. Now, it's based on a psychological framework that helps us see productive behaviors, what we call okay states, like being supportive, versus ones that might be holding them back, like being too prescriptive. The goal here is simple. It's to give you and your mentee a shared, neutral language to talk about how their communication style might be helping or hindering their professional goals.
So, we've looked at their internal patterns, which is great, but now it's time to check out their external skills. This next phase is all about assessing those concrete, career-ready abilities. We're moving from theory right into practice.
And honestly, one of the most practical ways to do this is the video submission task. Students send in short videos on different topics, which gives you a fantastic real-world sample of how they present themselves and get their ideas across.
But of course, feedback is only useful when it's structured. So using the rubric from Annexure 12, you'll evaluate their videos on a 5-point scale. You're looking at things like clarity, the relevance of their content, their nonverbal cues, and yes, professionalism, which absolutely includes hitting their deadlines.
Next up, we look at what is probably their single most important personal marketing document, their CV. The CV evaluation rubric gives you a really structured way to answer a simple question. Can they actually sell themselves effectively on paper? And as you can see in this rubric from Annexure 13, a student needs to hit a score of 3 or higher in these key areas to really be considered job-ready. We're looking beyond just grammar here. We're asking, can they strategically connect their profile to a specific job description? That's the real skill we're trying to build.
Okay, this is the moment. This is where it all comes together. We've done the diagnosis, we've assessed their skills. Now it is time to synthesize all that data into one single, powerful, and most importantly, actionable plan. And it's so important to remember, these data points aren't isolated. The feedback from the CV evaluation might connect directly to a behavioral pattern you spotted in the IBP analysis. For example, maybe a lack of detail on the CV relates to a behavioral type that's less focused on tasks. We combine these insights to get the full picture.
And this is the final product.
the student's development plan. This document from Annexure X is literally the roadmap for the rest of the semester. But this isn't something you just hand to the student. It's something you build with them. That co-creation is what ensures their buy-in and their ownership of the plan. So what makes a strong plan? Well, it has 4 key parts. What are the specific areas of improvement? What interventions or tools will be used to work on them? Maybe a certification or some specific practice. What is the timeline? And, this is critical, what will be the evidence of improvement? This makes growth tangible and measurable, not just a vague idea.
Now, creating the plan is a huge milestone, for sure, but it is not the finish line. It's actually the starting pistol for a whole new phase of focused growth, and your role as a mentor is about to evolve once again.
And this brings us right back where we started, to our theme. Your role now is to guide them through this continuous cycle, help them reflect on their progress, help them refine their approach, and help them rise to meet their goals. You're not just their mentor anymore. You are their accountability partner. So as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this question to think about. Looking at all these tools, the time ladder, the IBP, the skills rubrics, what is the very first conversation that this toolkit is going to inspire you to have with your mentee? Because that's where the real work begins.